Good evening. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Sports Talk. We're going to continue with part 2 of my NBA mock draft. Picks 11 through 20, the back of the lottery and the mid-first round. First, I'm here at Monument Valley Park in Colorado Springs. Little backstory about this park, a little history about the town, and some stuff like that. William Jackson Palmer was a famous general from the Civil War who helped the Union Army win the war. And after the Civil War, he went out west and helped build the railroad, and eventually founded the railroad companies that eventually led to be Union Pacific, which is, I believe, the biggest railroad company in the United States. So William Jackson Palmer got very filthy rich, lived a long, happy, wealthy life. At the end of his life, he granted this patch of land here, part of his immense land, after founding the city of Colorado Springs in 1871. He left this patch of land to the city as a public park, and they turned it into Monument Valley Park. I don't know why they call it that. Monument Valley is in Arizona. This is Colorado. But still, it's a nice park, a nice garden here where I am currently sitting and filming. So, also I found out something today when I called in to tell my boss that I wasn't coming to work, because I didn't, like I said in my last video, I only just booked this on Saturday, and so let's give you a little better view of the garden here. I only just booked this on Saturday, so I didn't really, and I didn't, so I didn't see my boss until Tuesday morning, and I left Wednesday, so it was really like pointless for me to like request the days off. So I knew I was just gonna call in and I was gonna take the occurrence, but really, actually, I guess I have sick days. I have 40 hours of sick days, and the cool thing about it is my shift is like an hour and a half, 2 hours long sometimes. Very rarely is it longer than 2 hours. If I take a sick day though, I get paid for 3 hours. So calling in sick today and tomorrow is actually going to benefit me. So I'm really thrilled by that. I'm really thrilled that I don't have to take an occurrence, and that I'm going to get paid for this. So anyways, if I have time here at the end of this video, I'm going to talk. I'll just get out of the way now. A couple notable MLB trades. Joey Gallo to the Yankees, as if the Yankees need another high strikeout slugger in their lineup, in their outfield. Starling Marte, in a surprise deal, got sent to Oakland for promising young pitcher Jesus Luzardo. It seems Oakland's given up on Jesus Luzardo already, and I don't blame them. He's been very injury prone and ineffective when he does pitch. Maybe the Marlins can take him on as a reclamation project. Even though the Marlins already have a plethora of young, talented pitching arms, they've added another one now in Jesus Luzardo. Max Scherzer sounds like he's going to be on the move. Washington is very motivated to move him. I guess they're very much sellers right now. And Trey Turner could be on the move too, even though he's on the COVID list. But I don't think they're going to trade him. He's still young enough. They could build the next playoff foundation around him. Eduardo Escobar traded to the Brewers for some reason. I'm not sure why they needed more infielders. They already have Keston Hiura, Luis Arias, Willie Adams, Colton Wong, Dan Vogelbach. Now they have Eduardo Escobar. And I'm not sure who's going to lose playing time there. If somebody is, it's not going to be Escobar most likely. And lastly, it sounds like Chris Bryant could be traded, though I think the Cubs should keep him. I know he's going to be expensive, but I really think that the Cubs are like one of the top 5 most profitable teams in baseball. I think they can afford to keep him, so they should keep him and build the next playoff foundation around him. But it sounds like he could be going to the Giants. I think that'd be a great move for the Giants. Put him back move him from pretender status to contender status. Anyways, to the mock draft. This is definitely a crapshoot. I would not be surprised if I get most of these wrong. I didn't even. I've been thinking about it like pretty much all off season, but really only put a little bit of thought into it tonight, and I'm just gonna stick with my guns here and let this guy go by. Maybe not. I'm going to just walk. I think the Hornets at 11 will take Josh Giddey. They were very successful going with the Australian pipeline last season with LaMelo Ball. Teaming Josh Giddey and LaMelo Ball together in the same offense in that very exciting offense in Charlotte would be very exciting. Charlotte would be the hip once again, just as they were 20 years ago when they had Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. Shit. I don't have my wallet. They'll be the hip young team for this new generation. Again, 20 years later. Whew. Man, that's the second time today. When I got off the plane today, I left my keys in my seat. Luckily, I figured that out quickly enough and was able to go back and get it. And now I just left my wallet there at that park bench. Man, lucky day. I should probably get a lottery ticket while I'm here. Oh, maybe I could win the Colorado lottery as a tourist in my 2 days here. That'd be pretty sweet. Anyway, pick 12. The Spurs. I think they're going to go back to that foreign pipeline because that's been successful for them in the past. They haven't had a whole lot of success with their recent American draft picks besides Dejounte Murray. They really hit on that one in the late first round. Keldon Johnson, maybe. I'm not sold on him yet, but other than that, they haven't had a lot of success. So I think they're going to go back to the foreign well. Going to go with Alperen Sengun, the Turkish center. A little undersized at the center position, very young, very promising offensively. Could be a foundational piece for the Spurs in their post-Greg Popovich rebuild. 13, the Pacers are going to go with Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell's snuck into the lottery here. He's the best defender in the draft. Holy crap, that girl's good looking right there. Davion Mitchell is going to sneak into the back of the lottery as the best defender in the draft. The Pacers could use a true point guard to help those players, Domantas Sabonis, Malcolm Brogdon, TJ Warren, all those guys who are scorers, could really be a facilitator for them and be a shutdown perimeter defender. At 14, the last pick of the lottery, we've got Golden State again. They're going to go with the best shooter left. Well, I guess he's not the best shooter left on the board, actually, but I think they're going to go with Franz Wagner. A lot of talk about Franz Wagner being a lottery pick. A lot of talk that he might end up in as high as Sacramento. He could go to Golden State at 7. He could go to the Spurs. He could go to the Pacers. I think he falls to the Warriors on the last pick of the lottery at 14. 15, the Wizards go with Kai Jones. I'm not sold on Kai Jones, but apparently the potential is there for him to be a decent big man in the modern NBA. The Wizards could use some help in the front court. Now we're getting into the Oklahoma City blunder. They have two of the next 2 picks. They acquired the 16th pick from the Boston Celtics from the Kemba Walker trade. At 16, I think they take Zaire Williams, the young freshman from Stanford. Coming into college, he was a top 5 recruit. Didn't live up to the hype at Stanford, but Stanford was hit a little harder by COVID than a lot of other programs. His potential is still sky high. Oklahoma City can afford to take a chance on him with the second of their 3 first-round picks. At 17, we got the Pelicans, who traded back with the Grizzlies. I think they get the guy they wanted all along, or one of the guys they wanted all along. I think if the Grizzlies had stayed here, they would go with Usman Garuba. But since it's the Pelicans, they're going to take Franz Wagner or Corey Kispert, whichever one is there. And in my mock draft, we have Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert would fill a much-needed role as a shooter around Zion and Brandon Ingram. And he is a veteran, older guy who's ready to come in and help the team win now. 18, the Thunder. I think they're going to go with Isaiah Jackson, the young center from Kentucky. Really the only true center in this draft. Again, Oklahoma City is a team that's just in a massive rebuild. They're going to take a chance on these young guys who have a valuable skill set. I think Isaiah Jackson is a guy is a Sam Presti kind of guy that he's going to take with one of his first round picks, either at 16 or at 18. You can kind of see a little bit of those are what pass for skyscrapers in Colorado Springs here. 19, the Knicks. I think they're going to take Usman Garuba. Usman Garuba reminds a lot of people of Zach Randolph. That's why I thought the Grizzlies would be interested. But after trading up to 10, I really don't see them taking Garuba that high. The Knicks, Tom Thibodeau loves defensive guys. And the Usman Garuba's raw on the offensive end, but with NBA professional level coaching and his work ethic, it's hard to believe that he won't maximize his offensive potential and become a worthy player on that end. And lastly, at 20, the Atlanta Hawks, I think they take the fast-rising young guard from Alabama, Joshua Primo. Just gives them more plethora. They already have a plethora of riches on the wings. Add Joshua Primo to that mix. He also can play backup point guard, which is something they could probably use an upgrade at behind Trae Young. As Brandon Goodwin is okay, but if they want to really be taken seriously as a contender, they're going to need someone better. Joshua Primo could possibly fill that role for them. So that is picks 11 through 20. Again, kind of got some views of beautiful Monument Valley Park here in Colorado Springs, the former land and property of General William Jackson Palmer, who is a very famous figure here in this city. As it was mentioned, he founded this city almost 150, actually it was 150 years ago now. And ever since the Air Force Academy was built here in 1958, this city has been booming. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, and it is now ranked in the top 40 population-wise and climbing the list. It may possibly surpass Denver sometime in the next 20 years with the rate that it's growing. And the location is wonderful. It's right on the foothills of the Rockies. You've got Cheyenne Mountain over there and Pikes Peak behind me. So yeah, it's pretty here. There's some ghetto parts like where my hotel is, but when I was looking on Google Maps and looking for deals, the hotel was like a last minute addition, and it was one of the better deals I could find. And I like the location because it's near a brewery, it's near Five Guys, it's near Taco Bell. It's near the bus station, so I didn't have to walk too far. And it was also within walking distance of this place and the U.S. Olympic building, all within 2 miles. So I've done a little bit of walking today, but I'm used to it at my job. I'm not, completely out of shape. I used to ride my bike 10 miles a day before I was driving again. So, which there's a really cool thing if you ever come visit here, if you have time, which I don't have the money for. I do have the time for it tomorrow, but not the money for it. There's like a really cool bike ride down Pikes Peak. There's actually a lot of different options to do that. It seems like a very cyclist-friendly city as well. So if you ever do come visit, I do recommend the Challenge Unlimited Pikes Peak bike ride for you. So, all right, that's it. That's it for the picks 11 through 20. I'll get picks 21 through 30. Probably, I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow on that one because I got some other places to visit in mind that I really would like to film at if I can. So we'll get picks 21 through 30 tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Spread the word. Spread peace and love and joy. Live your life. Take a last minute 2-day vacation to a city that you've never been to before. Live life in the time that you have. So live it, because our time to live during the day is very limited. We live a lot of our day for our boss. We live a lot of our day for sleep and rest. The rest of our hours should be for us. If you don't have any kids, there's no reason you shouldn't be out traveling. It'll bring you immense joy as it does me. So peace, love, and nacho fries.